Hey, it's Tank Thompson here with a review and first impressions of Tokyo Ghoul. Now, this came out yesterday, and I watched it a few hours after it came out, and I must say, that is an amazing first episode. Let's get right into it. Alright, so from what I know so far, this story takes place in Tokyo, and there are these things called ghouls. They look like humans, but they eat humans. About one human lasts them about a month or so. It ranges from 1 month to 2 months for certain ghouls. And this episode starts off with a ghoul eating some people. It was like a bind-eating ghoul. Her name is I think her name was Rize. And well, from my first thoughts of this, I thought it was creepy because this girl, it looked like a girl. She just went up on a fish tank. She looked dead. I was like, oh, this is creepy. This is really creepy. That's my first thoughts of it. And you see this ghoul, the Ariza the ghoul, dripping some blood in her mouth, saying it's delicious and such. And someone shows up to stop the ghoul, but they fail. Yeah. So after all that happens, it cuts away to a cafe. The main character, Ken, he's at a cafe to talk to his best friend about a date that he has. He's going to be at a library. Riza, the ghoul, I didn't know it was Riza at the time, but I learned out later in the episode. She walks into the cafe, and he looks at her and thinks she's like beautiful, and he sees that once his friend leaves, he sees that she's reading the same book that he is. And so he asks her on a date, and a little bit later in the episode, after their I'm going to talk about what they did on their date later, but yeah, after their date, she says that she lives by where the ghoul bind-eating ghoul attacks are, that she wants them to walk home, and instantly I think she looks like Riza. She looks like that ghoul at the beginning. That's when it all clicks together. I'm like, oh man, bro, you do not want to walk her home. She's walking her. She's leading away from like a bunch of people. I don't know why, because if you eat everybody else there too. But she's leading him away from a bunch of people into this construction it looks like an abandoned construction site. And where she's like, I think I like you too. She leans in like she's gonna kiss him. But she takes a bite out of his shoulder. I was like, man, it was like, I don't know I can't describe it right now. The words cannot reach me of how much shock I had during that scene. And she later starts attacking him and stuff, and about to kill him, but then she gets accidentally killed. A bunch of beams from the construction site fell on her, and after he went to the hospital, and let me describe this better. Her organs get transplanted into him. All that happens while they're doing the operation. You see him, he's in I think he's in a sleep. It's like a sleep. He was asleep, but he was thinking. He was unconscious, but he was thinking while he was unconscious. So he starts having, the feelings of a ghoul. After the operation, he starts having the feelings of a ghoul. He smells humans. He can't eat his regular food. Because it explains, a TV program was on, as a scientist, he looked like a scientist. He was explaining what the ghouls were and how they why can't they eat regular food, and it's because everything tastes terrible to them, to the point where they want to throw up. And back to that date, I mentioned that I was going to talk about it later. When you look at it was a close up of Riza's sandwich that she took a bite of when they're on a date. It was just a small bite, and she asked to go to the restroom afterwards. And that also clicked when she went to I thought when she went to the bathroom, she went to go throw up because it was terrible. She took a bite out of it, so she wouldn't look suspicious. It was suspicious. Towards the end of the episode, he smells a corpse. Oh, he didn't know it's a corpse. He thought it's his mom's cooking of hamburgers, I think. He thought he smelled his mom's cooking, so he's walking, he's running towards the smell. He was smelling the entire time, and he comes across a corpse and a ghoul, another ghoul eating a corpse. I forgot to mention that he's half ghoul now because he has Reese's organs in him. But the ghoul looks up at him and he's like, "Oh, what are you? Who are you? Are you a ghoul?" And I think there are weak ghouls and strong ghouls, but the weak ghouls kind of look out for each other, because he's just like, I haven't had much. It's been 2 months. I haven't had. I can't share much. But here, eat this. And I'm like, but it all goes south as soon as that ghoul, he gets killed by what turns out to be the brother of his best friend, his childhood friend. And I was like, and he explains, he says that you shouldn't be eating my territory. And then he says the same thing to Ken. He holds him up by the throat. He's like, and Ken says that I didn't know this was his territory. And his childhood friend's older brother, says this thing, which is actually pretty cool. He's like, all right, picture this. You walked in, your girlfriend was naked, and a guy had and you saw a guy with his pants down, and that guy said that he was just passing by. Would you believe him? Ken gets saved by. Also forgot to mention this. She was working at the cafe that was at the beginning of the episode. Her name was Toka, and it turns out she's a ghoul too. And I'm sitting here like, is everybody a ghoul? Like, this is kind of irrelevant. It's like speculations, but if his brother's a ghoul, does that make his childhood friend a ghoul too? Does it? What makes a person a ghoul though? Is it like is it just randomly born into or is it just like a human branch? A ghoul just randomly appears in that family tree, or is it that like a ghoul family line? I'm just really curious about that. But anyway, yeah, she's a ghoul. She's a ghoul too. Toka, she's a ghoul too, and she defeats his brother. Well, she scares him off, and she talks to she says that she saw him earlier at the cafe with Riza. She knew it was Riza a long time ago. She was wondering why he wasn't eating, and she sees that he had one of his eyes red. When ghouls are in their ghoul mode, their eyes turn red, but he only had one eye red, and yeah, Ken starts to go over a relapse. I think it's a relapse. He says he's hungry and that he wants to eat that the human corpse over there, but if he does, he won't be human anymore. And so Toka, she says that if you want to eat it, if you're hungry, why not eat? And then he says again, I won't be human. And then she's like, if you won't eat, then she rips the arm off and she's like, I'll make you eat, and throws it into chunks it into his mouth, just shoves it down his throat. He swallows it. Of course, and that concluded the episode. And this also concludes my review. This review may have been a little lengthy, but this was an amazing first episode. I just had to talk about it. And for the rating, give it a 10 out of 10. This is amazing. I can't wait for next week to see what happens in episode 2. And I'm probably going to be doing weekly reviews of this show. This show was a lot. This was a lot more than what I expected from the poster. It looked kind of, not that cool from the poster. But now watching the first episode, I am amazed and astonished of how much potential this show has. It kind of makes me speculate what's going to happen in the future of this show. I hope it's a 24-episode show. Bye. Thanks for watching, and leave a like down below if you like this review. And bye.